by the silver. The brass was a symbol of Grecia or Greece. The iron in verse 40 was a fitting symbol of the rulership of Rome, whose rule was like iron, and as the scriptures put it, broke in pieces and bruised the world. The feet made of part iron and part clay represents our present world. That is to say, the 10 toes symbolizes the multiplicity of nations that exist today, with some nations strong like iron, some weak like clay, and the two will never form a permanent or lasting union. This fact is confirmed by a statement found in Volume 1, Testimonies for the Church, page 361. That is Testimonies for the Church, Volume 1, page 361. We need not and cannot expect union among the nations of the earth. Our position in the image of Nebuchadnezzar is represented by the toes in a divided state and of a crumbling material that will not hold together. Prophecy shows us that the great day of God is right upon us. It hasteth greatly. Clear it is, friends, we are living in the time of the 10 toes, and note that it is in the time of and on the 10 toes that the stone smites the image. That is to say, that it is during our day that the stone is to destroy the image. Now we come to the climax of this extraordinary vision. The Bible in verse 34 and verse 35 went on to describe a stone cut out without hands, which smote and destroyed the image. This destruction was so complete that it says that the image was ground up like chaff and blown away with the wind, so that no place was found for it. But the stone that struck the image grew and became a great mountain and filled the whole earth. What a vision indeed, brothers and sisters! What a remarkable stone! Now you know the very fact that the Bible says that the stone was cut out without hands indicates that the stone came from something. It came from somewhere. Without hands would indicate that it was performed by God, that is, by divine intervention. It has nothing to do with man. You see, man needs his hands to make or cut something out. This reveals that whatever the stone represents, the symbolic cutting out was performed by God without man's aid. Now, this is very important to keep in mind. God himself, through his agencies, will cut out the stone. Surely we need to know what the stone represents. It is obvious that it is very important, and it is the heart of this passage. It is the heart of the message that God is trying to relate to us today. So we ask the questions, what is the meaning of the stone? And how or what is the cutting out? In order to fully grasp the lessons God is trying to teach us, we need to answer these critical questions step by step, allowing the Bible to unfold its message bit by bit. What we will find may startle you, but let us prayerfully analyze every point from the Scriptures and from the Spirit of prophecy. So we ask the question now, where did the stone come from? Where did the stone come from? Thank God that Daniel has the answer for us. If we were to turn to verse 45, the prophet tells us exactly where the stone originated. That's Daniel chapter 2. Daniel chapter 2, verse is the last section or portion of this interpretation. Now listen to what the prophet Daniel has to write here about the origin of the stone. For as much as thou sawest that the stone was cut out of the mountain without hands, and that it brake in pieces the iron, the brass, the clay, the silver, and the gold, the great God have made known to the king what shall come to pass hereafter, and the dream is certain, and the interpretation thereof sure.
In everything, give thanks.
Where did the stone come from?
This is the will of God in Christ
The Bible
Jesus
says, brothers and sisters, that the stone was cut out of the mountain. The stone came from the mountain. Did you get the lesson there? Did you get the point there? The stone did not come from the sky. It was cut out of the mountain.